what's up idols, it's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I want to have a deep discussion about us. You know, chances are if you're here watching my videos, there's a part of you that really likes Korea, K-pop, Korean news, Korean entertainment, Korean dramas, anime, things like that. And I get it. As a K-pop girly, I simp hard for these men. As an anime girly, I simp hard for these fictional men. Like right now, I am drooling and absolutely feral over Sung Jin-woo from Solo Leveling Season 2. I finally got to binge Season 2. So I went to Comic-Con again over the weekend. This is my third time and I'm addicted if you can't tell. And when I tell you that I am so used to seeing women go feral over seeing just the mere image, the mere likeness of their favorite characters come to life. Yeah. That's facts right now. I had a friend dressed as Sukuna. This was her first ever con, and she got so excited when she saw Nanami that she dropped to her knees. He had his tie wrapped around his hand. You guys know what I'm talking about. Jujutsu Kaisen fans, y'all know what I'm talking about. But she was so excited, she dropped to her knees. She was like, I'm not well. And she's like, can you pull my hair? Like the ponytail meme, this. And he was like, wait, can I? Like, no way, are you allowing me to do this? Can I do this? And we love consent. We do, don't we? And also, as a new book girly, I understand the hype. So basically, for this video, I want to talk about why us ladies, we tend to go feral for fictional men and unattainable non-fictional men, i.e. the K-pop idols and K-drama actors we adore and admire so much. I find it especially interesting when, you know, at a time right now in society, a lot of women are choosing to be single, unmarried, and childless, but we still love and simp for these men. Let's discuss. Full disclaimer, I am not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I am just a human with personal experiences. And I thought this would be fun to talk about together with you guys. But also, I want to let you know that if you want some spicy NSFW dating in Korea story times, I just uploaded a new one on Patreon 2 or 3 days ago, and it's actually a wholesome one. I love when we get the good ones. Couple were dating, and it's about the first time that they got together intimately. And he was so determined to like please her and satisfy her, and it was in a very healthy, non-toxic, sweet, adorable way. So link in the description if you want to join my Patreon and enjoy that spicy tea that I cannot put on YouTube. Also, I did not use my mic today because my voice, you can probably hear how bad it sounds here, but it sounded so much worse when I listened to the feedback on my mic because I don't want y'all to hear the details of the straining in my voice. I had a crazy weekend.
We gotta walk calmly, right? We gotta be like...
Which is what we're gonna talk about in this video. So what I wanna dive into first is, like I said, I am recently a book girly. I got a Kindle for my birthday. My boyfriend gave me a Kindle and I love it. Now I used to read as a teenager, like Gossip Girl, R.L. Stein's. Holes is like my all-time favorite, like kids-ish book. But lately I've been very deep into romantasy books, courtesy of my homegirl Marika and Ikram. Like they put me on the Fourth Wing thing. They're trying to get me to do ACOTAR. I haven't yet because I found other series that have just yanked me away by the edges. So like right now I'm reading Zodiac Academy. I have mixed feelings, but I want to see it through. I was reading the Black Witch series, but I stopped after like book 4 because I kind of lost interest when my favorite character disappeared. One of my favorites is the Aurelian Cycle. It's a trilogy of books. I love it. Basically, if it has dragons and romance and spice, I'm here for it. And I like Fourth Wing and I liked Iron Flame, not so much Onyx Storm, but yeah, so booktok. Booktok is huge right now, right? And we always hear women romanticize their book husband, their book boyfriend, and these men are just perfect in these books. And one thing that I think is important to note is that these are female writers, women who write these perfect men that women like. They're handsome, they're smart, they ultimately want to protect and understand their partners. They're powerful and dangerous, but not to those that they love. These men are written by women, aka they're men that women like. Honestly, if I was like a lonely guy or suffering from the male loneliness epidemic or an incel, I would just read these books because this tells you exactly what women want and what women like. You don't gotta do all that performative stuff by going out in public and reading a feminist book, which, you know, it could be genuine. I don't want to say that anytime a man is in the wild reading a feminist book, it means he is doing it to perform. Like, he may be just trying to learn some shit. But yeah, if I was a dude and I wanted to understand what women like, I would just read one of these books and it's common sense stuff really, but for those who need you to hold their hand, read these books if you want to get a lady. In these books, these women are powerful and headstrong and respected because of it. The male characters and the love interest love that their girl speaks up, speaks her mind, and stands on business, and is usually so incredibly strong-willed. And we don't really get that IRL too much these days anymore now, do we? We live in a time where men, not all, okay, another disclaimer, I don't make these videos or discuss these topics to trash all men. We are analyzing and dissecting and destroying bad men. If that is not you, then there's no need to be offended. Okay? Anyway, we live in a time where so many, not all, men seek women to mother them and baby them and coddle them. They want a house slave, someone that they can sleep with whenever they want, someone who cleans up after them, someone who cooks for them, but what do they provide in exchange? Because you can't be a gold digger, you can't expect a man to have money anymore now, can you? They want submissive trad wives, but they don't want to be capable, rational, providing trad husband. Women are often expected to sacrifice everything for the sake of being a wife and a mother. Men, a lot of that stuff, a lot of those duties are optional. Patriarchy. And these days, a lot of women are like, nah, I choose myself. I'd rather stay single. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to get married. So instead, we read about these dreamy books because the ones in real life just don't compare. And what makes it more interesting is we also get to read the complex thoughts and decision making of these men. Like, you get a chapter that's from their POV and why they did what they did, why they said what they did. That transparency is very attractive, and oftentimes even when they do like a bad thing, it's for a good reason. Men written by women. Even my friends, okay, they are so in love with the morally gray shadow daddy type, like the Zaydens, and I think Raisan. I haven't read Ekatar yet, don't come for me. Not bad, just for the sake of a power trip or feeling like you have something to prove to someone. Also, if you guys have any more book recommendations, please let me know in the comments, because if it's dragons, if it's fae, if it's spice, if it's romance, slide them my way. I'm addicted. Yeah, next I want to talk about anime. We're gonna get into K-pop and K-dramas a little bit, but it's fresh on my mind because I just did Comic-Con. I went to an after party for Comic-Con stuff, and I went to an anime rave. So a lot of anime related content is fresh on my brain right now. As someone who has watched anime since I was like 9 years old and been in love with Yukimoto ever since, and someone who also joined the anime club in my high school back in 2010, I've been addicted to anime ever since, okay? I have a problem. But I love seeing so many girls get into anime now, and I also love seeing it take off globally, worldwide. Like, it's not like a niche thing anymore. It's like a popular mainstream thing to like anime now. And when I think about the girlies in particular, I truly believe that Jujutsu Kaisen was made for the girlies. We get several daddy options, right? It's not just Gojo, but it's also Toji and Nanami and Sukuna and Geto. Even though personally I like Megami and Yuta, because yeah, that's just my type, okay? But I really feel like JJK showed creators and animators and writers that, oh, we need to start paying attention to the feral women out there too. Boys and men and guys have always had fan service in anime. You know, the panty shots, the schoolgirl sexy aesthetic, the unnecessarily jiggly boob physics, you know what I mean? Where if they blink, their boobs just start to jiggle for no reason. But now it's our turn. We get the blindfold daddy, we get the abs that go down to their damn thighs. And when I just finished the season 2 of Solo Leveling, I feel like that's another one for the girlies. Juno is so fine, okay? I've always been so drawn to the characters that are good and stoic and always do the right thing. They're powerful and they're protective and they're kind and somewhat innocent. You know, like when they're very handsome and the girls like them and they don't really get why. They're not understanding the flirtation being thrown their way. Like Todoroki. Yeah, personally, I've always liked Giyu, Megami, Teen Trunks, Yugimoto, and I swear this whole season 2 of Solo Leveling was just watching Jinu Aura Farm, and I'm here for it. No complaints, no notes. But yeah, Comic-Con this year was amazing. I feel like it's 50% men, 50% women, and wherever you lie on the spectrum. Did I? My notification is the ding from Demon Slayer. I'm sorry. Okay, stop texting me. And when I think about Comic-Con this year, I feel like this is where K-pop and anime cross over, because K-pop Demon Hunters, holy hell. I think by far the Saja boys and the Huntrix girls were the most cosplayed costumes I've seen all weekend. And I have no doubt that I'll see more this week as Halloween plays out. But like whenever you see a guy who's like tall and a bit fit and resemble the character that they're cosplaying and they stay in character, I saw my friends lose their mind in real time and it was a pleasure. But yeah, of course K-pop, right? That's kind of why most of us are here. By here, I mean on my channel. We've been feral for these men for a while now, and luckily they are at least real and alive living humans. But we're still sold a fantasy, this fictional version of themselves. They present as insanely attractive and cute and sexy and kind and talented and well-traveled, successful, sweet, stylish, funny, and still somehow relatable, despite all of that phony perfection. And we girlies, we fall for it every single time. I'm not ashamed. Part of the marketing, you know, you feel like when you buy their album, when you stream their songs, when you pay for a concert ticket, you're not just buying their music, you're buying access to them. Not saying that's okay. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying it's a part of the marketing strategy. And that's often why they're not allowed to openly date, because that would shatter this illusion of this access and attainability that we're sold about them, you know? They're single, you could be theirs one day. That's like a part of it. And it's a fucked up business model, but hey, it does work. I say all this to say that real men just don't compare anymore. Women want men who are romantic and attractive and at least act like you fucking like us. These days, people act like it's gay to be kind to women or respect a woman, which, like, how did we get here? Women want men like the ones they read in these books, or like the men we watch perform on stage, and offer these thoughtful, sweet, genuine interviews, which are, you know, PR sculpted, perfect responses. But I really feel like a lot of us girlies are in our fictional man era, where whether it's anime or Korean dramas or a fake version of a real human we see from these K-pop idols and Korean actors. They're smart, attractive, protective, respectful, thoughtful, determined, someone you feel safe with, and they're cool. I really don't think it's complicated to get women. I really feel like if you are a good person and you take care of yourself, like obviously you have to be attractive to people, like that goes both ways, then you will get a partner. Women will like you. Like, what the fuck, why is this so hard? I don't understand. Now, personally, I don't have too much experience talking with men, hanging out with guys, anything like that, because in my entire existence, I have had no like really close guy friends. I've had acquaintances, you know, some people I might chat with every now and then online, never met, or maybe met once or twice, but I've never had like an actual real guy friend. I've always known this, but like I feel like after mingling with so many people at Comic-Con, after the Comic-Con after party, the anime rave, like I usually don't socialize that much. I'm an introvert. When you're just with your people, the conversations were just flowing. It was a good vibe. I had so much fun. And I'm getting Instagrams from guys and girls, and me and the girlies are chatting, but the guys, not so much. Because the thing is, I actually don't believe that guys and girls can be just friends anymore. There, I said it. I really don't. And I find that incredibly sad and depressing. Whenever they find out like I have a boyfriend, or when I was single that I'm just not interested in them that way, they would cease all correspondence with me. Done, dusted, ghosted, whatever you want to call it. And you know, it's sad. I always thought it would be kind of cool to hang out with like real guys and interact with real human males, but I guess we'll never know. I also made an Instagram post about this where like guys and girls being friends, and I see that it's not just me, that a lot of young women have this problem. By the way, follow your girl on Instagram. I post there a lot, slide in my DMs, we can talk, we can chat. I post on my story like every single day, multiple times a day, whatever I'm doing, whatever's on my mind, so connect with me there. Even with my current boyfriend, when we first started to hang out, he was like, oh, I'm only here temporarily, you know, we can only be friends. And I was like, that is perfectly fine, trust me. I have been aching to try to hang out with guys and have guy friends. I have no guy friends. So I thought that was cool. And then after a few times hanging out, he just kissed me. So maybe guys just don't want my friendship. And another thing, unrelated mostly to this video, but like I've been seeing a lot of memes and trends online where it's like it says like woman in her 30s and some young man in his 20s chasing you down, like trying to bother you and disturb your peace. And I think that's true. I mean, not only is my boyfriend 4 years younger than me, which is like definitely out of the age range I would usually go for, but even at Comic-Con, and I get it, people tend to be younger at these sort of events, and I also get it, I don't look my age, but even after they find out I'm 32, that didn't deter them. They were like, oh, okay, cool, tell me more. Mind you, they're like 20, 21.
21?
You stupid.
I feel like right now, something's shifting socially and a lot of young guys want a Nuna. Anyway, last night in our anime group chat, me and my friends were talking about how we all guarantee that if these guys, when we first talk to them IRL, we're thinking we're just about to connect on anime and, oh, your costume looks great. Oh my God, 2 years ago I went just as this person. Oh my God, this new anime starts. Oh my God, this movie is about to come out. We're gonna go see Chainsaw Man. Thinking it's just friendship, just platonic, cool, chill vibes. And I guarantee if you were to start off any interaction to a guy like, oh, by the way, I have a boyfriend. Oh, by the way, I'm not really dating right now. They'd be like, relax, you're full of yourself. I wasn't even trying to talk to you like that. You're not my type. But then if you try to give them the benefit of the doubt and just hear them out, maybe they just want to be my friend, they ask you on a date. Or they try to like slide in your DMs on some booty call type shit. And this is why women are in our fictional man era. We go online and we see non-fictional men say stuff like, women belong in the kitchen. Women are only good for sex and babies. Women are sluts and bitches and whores. We see women being harassed and harmed and violated time and time again by real non-fictional men. So what's the alternative? Getting punched for not being interested in a guy, getting raped and then being blamed for it, being married with a child and somehow still feeling like a single mother expected to do it all by yourself. Why will we tolerate this violence and disrespect and degradation when we can read about the perfect man and watch them animated on TV or performing on stage as these perfect vessels for escapism? Unrelated, but even in anime, a lot of the outfits that women wear, especially if it's like a shonen and they're warriors and they're fighting and shit, they'll wear like next to nothing. And yeah, you do get like the perv characters, like, but that's like their whole personality. They're pervs and they're thirsty and they're desperate. Look at Chainsaw Man. But like most of the time they don't say anything about their boobs hanging out or their skirt being really, really short. They are respected as an equal fighter. And in anime, a lot of men and women have equal strength. And I love that. It's respect. Why can't we get that IRL? When we watch anime, when we read books, the book Husband, when we see these fictional versions of these celebrities that we love and admire and adore so much, they're perfect. They're heroes and they're brave and they're sexy and they're kind and they're good, and those are all things that women like. Anyway, this is just my thoughts after a very fun anime Comic-Con weekend. Just been sitting here thinking a lot about that. But yeah, anyway, these are just my thoughts after an anime weekend filled with lots of human interaction, more than I'm used to having personally. As I connected with my K-pop girlies and my anime girlies, we talked about some things, and I just thought we could talk about that here as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!